welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e, and this week will probably be the last week that you see the little intro that I put at the beginning of each and every one of my videos. You see, in the next coming weeks, hopefully by my 25th video, I'm going to get a new intro for it. I also want to work on graphics for the news section and reviews section so as to really split up my video evenly. So just be on the lookout for them. Nothing much has really happened with me this week as far as Disney wise or anything like that. I went to jury duty on Friday and that was about it. But you don't want to hear about that. You want to just hear what the Disney news and reviews are. So without any further ado, let's get to the news. The 2009 Night of Joy, a contemporary Christian music festival, will be held at Disney's Hollywood Studios on September 11th through September 12th, 2009, from 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. each night. Now, tickets went on sale March 1st, and some of the scheduled artists to appear are MercyMe, Flyleaf, and POD, amongst others. Those are three of the bands that are pretty well known. So now, Stitch's Supersonic Celebration Dance Party, held on a newly constructed stage in the Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland, will debut this summer. You see, I showed you pictures a couple weeks ago about a stage that was being built in Tomorrowland, and this is what it's being used for. The show will be high-energy, retro, futuristic music video dance party, featuring Stitch, an interactive dance troupe, and a DJ celebration host. So you'll kind of notice that a lot of the parties or dance things that that Disney does are celebrations and parties and yeah, let's dance to music and stuff. What happened to just regular parades? But that's not my decision. It's not my decision. The Virgin Megastore will close its downtown Disney West Side location this summer, along with its other 5 stores around the nation in New York City, San Francisco, Denver, and Hollywood. That will be missed. I was a giant mega media store. It was actually, pretty cool. A name has been released for the new Central and South American themed restaurant set to open later this year at Disney's Downtown Disney. It's called Paradiso 37. Check that out. More information as that becomes available. And finally, the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular will be closed March 14th through the 15th while the venue is hosting the cheerleading championships. I told you that before a couple weeks ago, but now it's officially starting. So my Indiana Jones ride's going to be closed due to some cheerleading. But if you're into cheerleading, nah, hey, you're taking away my Indiana Jones ride. Not cool. But check it out if you want to. Alright, let's get to the reviews. Walt Disney's One Man's Dream. What they say it is, it's a tribute to Walt Disney. It's a minor attraction. You can go anytime. They rate it excellent and about time 4 stars. What Walt Disney's One Man's Dream is, it's kind of a brief biography of Walt's life. It is an attraction in the sense that you can actually walk through. It's kind of a Walt Disney museum. You enter the ride, and then the first thing that you really see and notice is that you go through Walt's life. You go through his childhood, and then you go through where he started beginning animations and whatnot. You also go into his technological achievements, like the invention of the multi-plane camera. You see his desk from his office in Walt Disney Studios. And you see how he kind of set up for the Disneyland TV show that he used to do while building Disneyland. But you also see, many different things, the different sorts of memorabilia from all the stuff that he did, some different, notes and artifacts, and it's a really cool thing. But the real coup de grace about the whole thing is the half-an-hour video that is shown afterwards. It's a brief biography of Walt's life, narrated by Julie Andrews. It's actually very nice and very touching. It inspired me to borrow a book from the library about Walt's life, a biography, and he really did have an amazing life. And the film doesn't really do it justice because they have to get you in and out because they can't really say a whole lot. But check the Walt Disney biographies out if you want to read about a really interesting guy. But overall, the Walt Disney One Man's Dream is actually a pretty decent thing. It's the only biography thing of Walt Disney in Walt Disney World, so it is about time. They gave it 4 because it is a nice attraction. I want to give it a 3. You don't have to see this, to be perfectly honest. You don't have to, but it really is good. I see it every time I go, just to get a small appreciation of it. I enjoy it a lot, and it's one of the things I do have to hit, but you don't always have to. It's an iffy thing. It's a coin toss. You can go if you want, but then you don't have to. You're not really missing a whole lot. So yeah, Walt Disney's One Man's Dream, 3 stars. The Maelstrom in Epcot. What they say it is, it's an indoor adventure boat ride, major attraction, when to go before noon or after 4:30 or use a fast pass. What they say it is, it's too short, but it has its moments, and they give it 3 stars. Now the Maelstrom is another boat ride, but it was one of the original boat rides that kind of gave you really a nice big kind of dip there, and it also went backwards. So that was Disney's first major thing. It's in the Norway Pavilion at Epcot. The line varies at different times depending on how many people are at Epcot, if it's a good day for it, and whether or not the people have gotten out of the reflections of China. When I went the first time and got on this the first time, there was no line. There was literally, it was a 5-minute wait, but the 5 minutes was just walking to the front, doing that little mouse maze to the front where the boats are. But the second time I went, it was a 30-minute wait. It was actually a little, it was a lot longer, considerably, and it just kind of, I was taken aback by it. After you wait, you get into a boat, and then you go up, and it's all about the mystical tales of Norway and all the legends from from the Norwegian gods and whatnot. And you go through. I don't quite understand what the story is. I really don't, because I guess I'm just missing out on the whole. I guess you have to be Norwegian to really understand it. I don't. Because you go into the forest, and then there's like trolls in the forest. But the coolest thing about that is when you go backwards, and you go backwards down a flume, and then you go frontwards down a flume. It's it's a fun ride. It is really short. I mean, it's and after the ride, you actually can stay for a 15-minute commercial in Norway if you want to. I suggest you stay because I think it was made like back in the early '90s. So everybody had that early '90s hair, and it was really cool. It's really funny, actually. Yeah. But me and my brother don't. We just walk straight past and through. That's what we do. But yeah, Maelstrom, I'm going to give 3 stars for the simple fact that you can miss it if you want to. Everybody's going to overhype it, but it's not. It's not really that big of a ride. But you can get on it if you want to and still really enjoy it. But if you miss it, you're not really going to miss too much of anything. Check that out. 3 stars. Alright guys, thanks for watching this week. Again, if anybody from Disney's watching, please don't sue me. I am just a guy who likes to talk about Disney. And I'm just trying to get people to go to Disney World and enjoy what they do. My opinions are my own, so if you don't agree with them, sorry, that's too bad that you don't agree with them. But I respect your opinion, so please respect mine. Also, like I said earlier, please keep an eye out for some new graphics that I'm going to be I'm making for the Disney News and Reviews, and stay tuned for the coming months when I start getting ready for Disneyland, my Disneyland trip in 2010. So I've pretty much narrowed it down to be either April or March, or the 2 weeks before Easter or the 2 weeks after Easter that I want to go. So check that out, and yeah, so thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week.